Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, video today about Obsidian. Working with Obsidian. I've got a fair bit. Oh, mate. I should have got this out before I started doing. I've got a little bit of it. That's my bucket or container of Obsidian. I've got black and mahogany Obsidian. I bought a couple of kilos of it. So yeah, got a little bit of it there just to fool around with. I like having a bit of, I've also got larger nodes of it as well, just to for display purposes. This is bits of broken up bits. This is of volcanic glass, so it is very chippy, hence wear glasses. This stuff is prone to firing off bits of shards of sharp glass. This stuff is the sharpest material that they can make blades out of. It will make a blade, surgical blade. They make surgical blades that is sharper than the sharpest steel blades. So they can make scalpels sharper out of obsidian than they can make out of steel blades. So that's a little bit of a tidbit for you. This is soft, 5.5 Mohs. Your steel strike is going to be about 6.5, so it is actually softer than the steel that you're using. Yeah, a bit more advanced, a little bit harder to do, but if you've done a flint and steel for a little while, it's not that hard. You just have to, I don't like saying go hard at it, because it's not necessarily the way to go, because all you do is chip it out. You just have to work it. You can just work it like flint, but it does get sparks reasonably easy. It helps to have a good striker. This one's, I actually picked it because it was a little bit different. This is a Nicholson Australia, but if you notice, the Nicholson Australia's files have the W on it, which Wiltshire has. I think Nicholson Australia were made by Wiltshire. So, yeah. But anyway, it's a nice file striker I made. But as you can see, I am getting sparks there. It's not hard to get sparks off this stuff, and you can easily generate embers with it. Bit of flat charred lamp wick. Black on black, so it's going to be hard to see. There we go. So it is very viable, easy to get, but you can easily do it. It's just, you just have to work with it. Be very careful, because it will fire shards off very easily. You will break it and you will chip it out. This stuff, the edges degrade very quickly. This is, I don't want to put people off by saying it's hard to do, because it's not that difficult to generate sparks from it. You just get on a sharp edge and then just treat it like flint and drive sparks. But you have to be mindful of what your medium you're using. Obsidian is volcanic glass, so treat it like glass. It's going to shatter. The edge is going to chip out very quickly, and you've got to be mindful of your eyes. Yeah, it's going to fire bits off. I haven't cracked any of it, but I'm being quite careful with it. But you hit it too hard and you will crack it. I just cracked a bit off there just by hitting it with the tine and chipped it out quite easily. It is that fragile. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, just a little bit of a discussion on. I've had a few people ask me about Obsidian over the last couple of days on Facebook about it. I love it. It's a really nice stone, especially when you get into the like that's black obsidian there. Like you get into the mahoganies. That's a beautiful stone, or volcanic glass, and sparks well too, you know, like I'm getting sparks. You're not going to generate, it's not like flint. You get onto a piece of flint where you see the generation of sparks is completely different. Like once you get into a good piece of flint, you're going to generate a lot more sparks. But that's just the reality of what you're doing, like the reality of the actual material. So you're not going to generate as many sparks. The edges chip out really quickly. But if it just shows that you can go down to about 5.5 Mohs and still get sparks from it. But that's about the only 5.5 Mohs stuff that I've ever been able to do, because I've tried other rocks in the 5.5 Mohs stuff, opals and that sort of stuff. Some of the opals I can get to do, but other ones I haven't been able to do. So yeah, you just can't do it. Yeah, Obsidian is one of the rocks in the 5.5 Mohs range that you can actually get to spark, and it's about as soft as you can go that you can actually get to spark, and it's as hard as what nails are, mild steel nails. So, and I always said steel strikers were 5.5 too, but I've been looking it up now, and David West was actually pointed it out to me. Steel strikers are about 6.5, so they're nearly as hard as flint. So some flint ranges between 6.5 and 8. So yeah, some flints are a little bit under 7. They average it out at 7. So yeah, but yeah, Obsidian is about 5.5. So it is actually softer than what your steel is. So yeah, but you can get it to spark. You just have to, like everything, it's a matter of knowing what you're working with, being a little bit careful with it, knowing that it's going to chip out very quickly. The edges just don't last. They blunten out, and as soon as they blunten out, you're better off breaking it up. And that's why when I bought this, because I got this off Rocky Instincts, that I didn't get the mahogany, I bought that separately, but I got the black off Rocky Instincts, and I got quite large bits, and then a whole heap of this size stuff. So the bigger bits I've left whole and are display pieces, but yeah, I've kept it all in the sizes, and you can see this one I've used quite a bit because the edges have been chipped out pretty badly. And as they chip out, like that's slowed right down. You just have to go along and basically bop that whole edge out, and it will shatter pretty badly, you know, like, and it's basically just glass. So but the nappers love this stuff because they make beautiful arrowheads out of it. But yeah, I'm nowhere near the skill of napping, so yeah, I don't worry about it. Although I have a couple of obsidian arrowheads, and they're beautiful, and I love looking them nat arrowheads on Facebook. But anyway, yeah, that's another story. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little bit of a thing on Obsidian. Yeah, just a little bit of a discussion piece, just my thoughts on it. Yeah, about it. Definitely be wearing glasses when you're working with it. It is dangerous. You probably should have cut gloves on maybe too if you're doing it. I don't really worry about it because yeah, I am fairly careful with it as far as it goes. I use the bigger pieces and I don't chip it out I don't chip it out very much, like I'm not really going hard on it or anything like that to develop sparks. See, I blunted that whole edge there and it's virtually not making any sparks at all now. You've got to move over to another area. So yeah, you can see how quickly that edge is degrading just by that little bit of sparking, so it's not going to last long at all. But that's the reality of what it is. So yeah, anyway, Obsidian, quite a good way to test your skills, because I tried it when I was first starting out in flint and steel a couple of years ago, and I couldn't get it to spark at all. I just couldn't. My skill level was not up to it. But as soon as you get a little bit more skill level, you'll easily get sparks with it. It's just you have to take a little bit of care with it. That's all. Like eye protection, and know that it's going to blunt. Anyway, thanks for watching.